You've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. Last game for the Pacers, a loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And that does your confidence, guys, no favor. They got manhandled in that one. It wasn't pretty.
Miles Turner.
And that was a game to forget. You'd like to find some teachable moments, but I think they'd like to just turn the page and move forward.
Yeah, and quick, like as quick as possible. That was a dismal showing, especially for them at the offensive end.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks very much. Brian Keefe gave me a few minutes to catch up. Now, we spoke about the problems that Pascal Siakam brings to the table, and he told me Pascal is so good with room to operate, we need to find him in transition and take away space when he has the ball. Of course, that's easier said than done. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Greg, it's not the first skill you think about, but Jordan Poole is unreal at the foul line.
I mean, led the league in 22 at 92.5%, beating out teammate Steph Curry by 0.2%. Poole's always been amongst the league leaders in attempts.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Turner.
Now that's two teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
Near the three-point line, it's Poole. Tries again. Koulibaly, no good.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
Here's Halliburton. Buries the 7-footer.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Near the three-point line, it's Poole. Again, the miss by Poole.
His touch is nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really infects his entire team.
You know, young players who come into the league, you want to see if they can bring it every night. Halliburton has certainly fit that bill.
He doesn't get the second one. Looking ahead, Brent, how excited are you for the playoffs?
Well, just fired up for the level of competition that steps up tenfold, Kevin. And you know this. We've seen so many great performances come playoff time. Teams are fired up, young guys who are going to get this experience for the first time. But it's the stars that shine in the playoffs, and we are that close.
Now, here's George. Following the miss by Miles Turner.
Pacers ball.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Here's Halliburton. He has 5. A chance to extend the lead to double. Wizards trail by 9. Now Sarr. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. And it's Indiana's ball.
2 minutes remaining in the
They're rolling here with the 9-point run. Offensive rebound. Nesmith. Out to Turner. Here's Nembhard. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Here's Koulibaly. And it's off from three-point range. Pacers leading by 9. In the corner, it's Nesmith. Took him no time at all on that one.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
I'll tell you, they played hard, they drew fouls, but they could not convert at the line.
Yeah, drawing fouls is tough, but the important part about that is when you get to the free throw line, you got to turn those into points, and it might have cost them in that last ball game, missing all those chippies.
Well, it's no secret this Washington team is in a rebuilding phase. But, Brent, they've collected some assets.
Yeah, they got some flexibility here, Kevin, and they made the call to start over. They took some other players that other teams didn't want, along with some draft picks, which sometimes you have to do when you're bottoming out. They have a good toolbox to rebuild, though.
Wizards trailed by 11. Here's Smart, and it's sent back by Turner.
Washington.
And I would not test Turner. And Miles has led the NBA in blocks and just has great timing on his jumps. And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Pass to Siakam. 6 to shoot. From deep three-point territory. And it's Halliburton missing.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And the Wizards with possession. Still without a basket in the game. And it's Smart again missing. Pass to Nesmith. Here's Nembhard. A three-pointer off the mark. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
Possession to Indiana. Substitution for your Wizards. Justin.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They've been playing some.
Your score at the end of the first quarter. Your Wizards, 0.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And for the Pacers here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
Pacers leading by 11. Here's Nembhard. Here's Turner. The rebound by Carrington.
Pacers foul.
We'll have a hard time. Plenty of space. Just clanked it.
Team foul.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
At the line for
This
the
season,
Wizards.
88% on the line, so he has been in a comfort zone.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good.
Into the lineup.
And Greg, you think about what they call float game.
Chris Middleton.
Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
And here's Indiana. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
Andrew Nembhard.
And they came out with a
Three-point
W
field
every
goal.
time they played this squad last year. A stark contrast drawn between the conference's haves and have-nots.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Malcolm Brogdon, Brent has moved around a little bit in his career, but he's always found a way to contribute.
Well, I think coaches appreciate, Kevin, the way that Malcolm plays the game in terms of his efficiency. They can always use that ability out there. A guy who makes solid decisions with the ball and is a knockdown shooter with high percentage.
Aaron Nesmith.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Pascal Siakam is nominally a power forward, but his versatility at both ends of the floor allows him to play a number of roles. Siakam says that's where the NBA has been going. It's always positionless basketball, and I feel like I can do anything. And in today's game, Kevin, that means tremendous value for Siakam. Back to you.
Doesn't it? My goodness, David, he is something else. Thank you very much. Intercepted. Nembhard with it. And it's Johnson picking him up.
Siakam.
And finished off by Siakam.
Miles Turner.
Yes, Spicy P getting up.
Looking to end the run. Koulibaly, no good.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Pass to Turner. All sorts of time. And again, it's Indiana converting.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Washington calls timeout. Greg, in January 2024, Pascal Siakam was traded out of Toronto.
And he came into the league an older player from a mid-major school. The Raptors did a lot to help Siakam, turning him into an all-NBA caliber player.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Poole. Washington gets it back. Sarr's shot is off. Indiana leading by 20. Rebounded by Smart. And so it's Smart. He'll bring up the ball for the Wizards. Over Mathurin. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining.
Here's Koulibaly.
2 minutes.
And they'll get another chance. Here's Sarr. Off the mark, and the drought continues. Here's Indiana. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. And here's McConnell. Nothing on the board. Siakam good.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
And coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high-efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Sarr. And he overshot that one, missing.
Yeah, pretty safe to say that this is the kind of game that you just want to flush as soon as you get done with it.
Here's Siakam. That shot misses. Good work defensively by Smart. .59 seconds left to play here in the half. Stolen by McConnell. Here's Siakam. Here's Nesmith. And he uses the glass on the layup. Nesmith has got 4 this quarter.
Well, he takes care of salvaging that possession for the offense by getting on the offensive glass.
The Wizards with another miss.
Yeah, this has been a night where you can look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
TJ McConnell.
And McConnell gets it to go.
Not getting old here, seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Here's Smart. And it's good. 2 points.
And thanks to that bucket, he's finally able to stop that little 15-0 run by Indiana.
Now, here's McConnell. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Mathurin, good.
They have a good plan going right now, and they're starting to create separation.
The game plan might have been good, but you have to bring it together. Right now, their chemistry is something to be admired.
Score.
A dominating. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. We'll take a look at the Celtics.
And you look around the league, and it's hard to see a team that could challenge this group right now. If they keep playing like this, I'm not convinced anyone is going to break this group.
And, you know, that's their attitude, too. I mean, they don't think there's a team in the league that can take them down. And that's a special feeling to have, that kind of confidence.
Tipped away. White with it. He's picked up by Doncic. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist.
Boy, from three-point range, Holiday can really be effective now. He's worked on that part of his game over the years and forces the defense as a result to have to come out and guard him at times.
GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Thank you, Kevin. Had a chance to catch up with Joe Mazzulla. Obviously, they're trying to limit the damage Luka Doncic inflicts. That's in the front of his mind. He said, Luka is going to get his. We can't stop that, but we can't let him set up everyone else for easy ones. When the whole team gets involved, we're cooked. So we're going to make him work for every assist out there. Guys?
Thank you, David. We've seen a quick start here for the Celtics. Nice ball movement by Boston. 5 on the clock. They get it again. The Lakers off to a slow start. Searching for their first points of the game. Coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Live by the three, die by the three. If you're perimeter dependent, you don't really know game to game how it's going to go.
You know, I think the lack of success from the perimeter really did them in. They just couldn't get it going from there.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself